Hey everybody, and welcome back. My name is Sue and I'm from OML Embroidery, and today we are going to create those beautiful bells that you saw on the front page, and we're going to create it in PEDesign 11. So just so you know, I just finished a live, so I'm using the documentation from the live. In the live we work in perfect Embroidery Professional by Dime, but I thought I'd do just a really quick video on how to create the bell. If you want more details, then I'll put a link in the description and you can watch that longer video. Let's go to shapes and let's pick a rectangle. And the first thing we want to do is make a square. Now you don't have to measure it out or do anything like that. It's close enough, it's good enough. And that's okay, really small. So we're going to make this a little bit bigger so we can make sure we can work with it. Then we need to go into, I call it node mode, but it's edit, select point mode. And then we have access to change the shapes. And I'm going to add a node just by clicking, and I'm going to make it to curve. Now that one's up a little bit too high. We kind of want it in the middle. And so I just left click, dragged it down a little bit. That's good enough. So we're going to click right kind of across from it, just eyeball it again and add it. And again, we want that. We're going to right click to curve. And this is the first step. You're just going to pull it in. See how it makes a kind of like an apple core or an hourglass kind of shape? That's where we want to start with. And let's see, something like that. We can smooth that out a little bit by playing with the Bezier curves if we need to. It's kind of squared in there a little bit. So you can play around with the Bezier curves. It's kind of fun to do. I'm going to draw this one in just a little bit more, kind of right there and right there. That looks pretty good. Might be too much, but we can always adjust it afterwards. So the other place we need to add a point, I almost forgot. The point is actually here, but we need to change it to curve. And then we're just going to pull it out just a little bit because we don't want the bottom of it to be solid. So let's go back to our selector out of node mode. Nope, we didn't. So go up here to select. There we go. Now we're out of node mode. And I'm just going to move this down so you can see the little procedures of it. So the next step is actually kind of fun. You will be very surprised at how easy this is. So we're going to go back into node mode. Now you wouldn't have left, but I had to move it down. So we're back into node mode and we're going to add a point. So left click right here and we're going to put it to curve. Before we do anything though, we're going to take this corner point and delete it, and we're going to take this point and we're going to delete it, and look what happens. Kind of looks like a bell to me. I was pretty happy when this kind of showed up. Now you might want to adjust it a little bit here and bring it down and kind of get a better shape. You can play around with it. I did pull these in too far. I don't quite want that much of a curve, but again, play around with it. Every way you do it will probably look good, so you don't have to worry about it. And that's our basic bell shape, but it needs more. It's not enough. Look at how they ended up, which is really beautiful. So I'm going to bring this down again. So just click and drag down. Now we need a clapper and we need a handle. So a really quick way of doing the handle that works really well actually is the letter C turned around. and you can just maneuver it behind here. It has to stitch out first, so the fill stitches stitch out on top of it. But I tried a different font, and look how cool that looks. This one is like a design, and I thought this was really good. Change it to the correct color. We're not going to worry about it too much, although it does look better. So the letter C, handier than you think. It's kind of an easy way of doing it. I should probably change it to a lighter color. Yeah, less orange, more gold. There we go. Now we have one more piece to do, and then we can talk about details. So this piece, we need to go up to shapes again. Shapes are our friend. Use them as much as possible. And we're just gonna pull out a little circle. Probably about like that will do. And it automatically fills, which I love. And then we're going to bring it down here. Now you can do it two ways. I like the clapper to be off center because we are going to turn this, tilt it to put them together. Now this one on the left is exactly the same as this one on the right. I just took it, copied, and then flipped it. So this clapper is in the incorrect sewing order, so it's going to stitch out over top. So you can change the order of it. There's a couple ways. So change the order of it, or you can change how it looks. And you can just put it on the edge, and then we'll make this part a little bit longer. So I'm just kind of manipulating the shape a little bit. That could be straighter. So let's go into our edit nodes, and that's why we can add two nodes right here and pull it so it's a little more straight. Now we're kind of working with little stuff here, but that's okay. This should still stitch out first. It'll look better. So you want a little bit of an overlap. See how that changes? So just adding 2 more points. So that'll do for us for the clapper. And now we have a pretty fancy looking bell. Let's add some detail work to it. Now all I did for this beautiful design, and it does look, this is just an image that I pulled. It does look better when you see the stitches. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to copy and I'm going to paste so it goes right on top of it. And it doesn't look like anything happened, but you can see I have 2 bells over here in the list. So this bell I'm going to select. I'm going to select and I'm going to right click, and I'm going to change this fill stitch to a cross stitch. No, I don't think any of those will look good. I am after, let's see, I am after motif stitch. There it is. Took me a minute to find it. Now that may not look like spectacular to you, but we can change it and we can make it look awesome. So it's just meant for like a secondary design on top of it, and I love the motif stitches that are here. So anything will do, anything will look good. You know, you could do snowflakes on top. I think that would look absolutely gorgeous. Now let's change the color just slightly. So we'll make it slightly lighter, and then you can see how beautiful that is. So let's select, let's try that again. Let's select everything, and we're gonna rotate the whole thing, and then copy and paste and duplicate it. And there you go. You have your bell. It's beautiful. You could put another motif stitch or even a zigzag stitch across the bottom, and it would look fantastic. So if you want more ideas, check out the live video we did but this should be enough to go on, and it's a beautiful design. So have fun making your bells. Make them as fancy and as beautiful as you want, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.